So I personally will not join mandamanos. I do not go for demonstrations. But I also feel that we can sit down and talk.
But you must also be truthful to the people, that if you don't collect taxes, there will be no development. That is the truth.
At that function, and he actually said it very clearly, that Mheshimiwa here was asking for a lot of things, and he took to the podium and he told him, you know what, without taxes, we can't do those things. And it's a fact.
I was very impressed the other day to see the women rep of Nairobi, Honorable Passaris, reconciling with the truth in Nairobi that 70% of the people she leads live in the slums. And it would not be wise for her as a leader to oppose a program that is going to remove the people she leads from the slums to dignity.
I want somebody who's earning 10,000 to understand that only 300 shillings will come out of your pay slip. There's an outcry from a lot of people. But I want to say that without pain, there is no gain.
We have to understand the place where the government finds itself. And it's not Ruto's problem, it is our problem. We were part of government in the last government. So we also made certain decisions that were wrong.
Asante, Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, allow me to congratulate you for being the president of this great Republic of Kenya. You were not my presidential candidate, but now you are my president. When we met in Mukuru, you asked us as members of parliament to be wary of what you want to do for the people of this great country of Kenya in terms of housing, to put dignity back into their lives. And you said you would be bringing a bill for the housing fund. We're waiting anxiously for it because we want our citizens to live with dignity. We want to eliminate slums in this great country of Kenya.
We will make sure that we deliver to the hustler nation.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your guy, Elijah.gichuru. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the support. Let's continue subscribing, sharing, watching, commenting, and interacting so that we can make this a wide, big community. Now, Nairobi Women Representative Esther Passaris has come out to show massive support for the government of Kenya Kwanza. This comes up after she was interviewed by a local TV station, and she showed support by her sentiments. One of the sentiments is that she supports the housing fund. She says that Nairobi, more than 70% of the population lives in slums and they live without dignity. And this housing fund is going to bring about dignity to the people of Nairobi City County. So, as the women representative of Nairobi, she really wants the slums to be eliminated so that people can be able to live in dignity, have access to clean water, have enough rooms, you know. And this is something that maybe will not rub the opposition the right way. Previously, as you'll see in this video, we've seen Nairobi Women Rep having a soft spot for the president and Kenya Kwanza government. Why do I say this? We've seen her in functions, state functions, one acknowledging the legitimacy of the president.
Asante, Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, allow me to congratulate you for being the president of this great Republic of Kenya. You were not my presidential candidate, but now you are my president. When we met in Mukuru, you asked us as members of parliament to be wary of what you want to do for the people of this great country of Kenya in terms of housing, to put dignity back into their lives. And you said you would be bringing a bill for the housing fund. We're waiting anxiously for it because we want our citizens to live with dignity. We want to eliminate slums in this great country of Kenya. But having said all this, Your Excellency, I want to also recognize that the father of slum upgrading is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. And for that, I want to say thank you, because a good leader takes every good project that is there And I know you're going to look into housing, you're going to look into food security, you're looking into water. In this city of mine, Nairobi, there are women who trade their bodies for water. I was talking to the governor about it.
Then we will make sure that we deliver to the hustler nation.
Congratulating the president for winning the election, promising to work with the president, and generally showing support for the president, you guys. You know, it's not like the other opposition members who are showing open defiance, open grudge, open, you know, they are not hiding their hatred, so to speak, for the commander-in-chief. Yesterday, or not yesterday, but today, we had the national prayer breakfast at Safari Park Hotel, Nairobi. The opposition were invited, as is a tradition here in Kenya. Both the government and the opposition are normally invited for the prayer breakfast, because this is a chance for reconciliation. It's a chance to pray together as a nation. It's not a chance to politic and show political supremacy.
Together. For me, I feel that we have to understand the place where the government finds itself, and it's not Ruto's problem, it is our problem. We were part of government in the last government, so we also made certain decisions that were wrong, and right now the world order is in a bad place, so we all need to reconcile that what we need to do is come together to the table and work for the good of Kenya. Opposition is not about combative stances. It's about working together to deliver and checking the government to ensure that whatever it promises its people.
But guess what? The opposition gave its position, and they said they are not going to come to the national prayer breakfast because, get this, it will be dishonoring God. Alright? That is what the opposition said. But guess who attended this national prayer breakfast? Nairobi, none other but Nairobi women representative Esther Passaris was in the national prayer breakfast. This begs the question. She is a member of the opposition. In fact, her party is ODM. She was elected on an ODM ticket, that is Orange Democratic Movement. Why did she defy the party's position to attend a national prayer breakfast whose invitation the opposition as a whole turned down?
Aspects, you know, they made some reductions. I'm a landlord, so they went from 10% to 7.5. I'd rather he goes back to 10% because we were not complaining, right? It was an easy way to manage our rental income, and then get back to 10%. That 2.5% take it to housing.
All right. Secondly, we are seeing her now coming up to support the housing levy.
But I want somebody who's earning 10,000 to understand that only 300 shillings will come out of your pay slip. Uhuru's vision, even as Emio, we contained in our manifesto the need to improve and get houses. The question is, there's an outcry from a lot of people. But I want to say that without pain, there is no gain. We need to eliminate slums. Every corner of this county of Nairobi has slums, and it has a lot of things that come with it. The things that come with slums is increased crime, all right, because you've got houses so close together. We've got illegal connections of electricity, fires every week in the capital city. Nairobi should not have fancy malls like Two Rivers and Serit and Village Market, and at the same time, just down the road, you've got people living with with total indignity.
Her own party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, said the housing levy on the finance bill is an insult to the people of the Republic of Kenya. But you're not seeing Esther Passaris saying that. In fact, she's supporting the housing levy. Could there be more than just meets the eye? I believe there is. Because when you start seeing politicians having these soft positions towards the other party, guess what? Something is cooking. And a party transfer is cooking. Let us revisit the case of former Moranga women representative Sabina Wajiro Washage. She started like this, supporting government policies, supporting government positions. Today she was saying, let us accept the will of God that the Kenya Kwanza government won. Today we are seeing she is defying the former party leader Jubilee, and they are forming another faction of Jubilee. Today we are seeing her at State House. We saw Esther Passaris at State House when women reps were invited. What am I trying to say? I'm simply trying to say, in my opinion, I think the heart of Esther Passaris is in Kenya Kwanza, and she has accepted the will of God and the will of the people, that the president is Raila, I'm sorry for that, is Dr. William Ruto, and the deputy president is Rigathi Gachagua. In fact, the deputy president lauded Esther Passaris and said, you have done a very great thing to come to terms, to reconcile yourself with the truth. The truth is, William Ruto is the president.
I was very impressed the other day to see the women rep of Nairobi, Honorable Passaris, reconciling with the truth in Nairobi that 70% of the people she leads live in the slums. And it would not be wise for her as a leader to oppose a program that is going to remove the people she leads from the slums to dignity. We are therefore asking everybody, as we reconcile with God and with men, let us also reconcile with truth and reality.
That is not going to change for the next 5 or 10 years if he wins the 2027 election. So even the other opposition members should reconcile themselves with the truth that indeed this is the president. We have seen MPs in opposition like Jalango, MP for Langata, Honorable Felix Odur, doing the same thing. You'll see him at State House, you'll see him at presidential functions in Langata, you know. And at some point, even the deputy president said, Jalango ni wetu, Jalango belongs to us, you know, if you remember that statement. And these are opposition leaders who have chosen to work with the government. In as much as they are in the opposition, they don't see a need for fighting. Like Esther Passaris today said, she doesn't need the need for combative politics. The opposition should check the government, but it doesn't mean that they should just be in a combative mode, in a fighting mode all the time. You see, they should settle down and solve the issues to move this country forward.
Okay, so I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder from 2017, and I've never recovered, and it gets worse. So I personally will not join Mandamanos. I believe that, everybody has a right to express themselves and to go out and demonstrate. But personally, for health reasons, I do not go for demonstrations. But I also feel that we can sit down and talk. Now, we've got some hardcore on both sides.
So, in my take is that Passaris has left the opposition. You know, you first live with your mind and your heart, and finally you see your body moving. Maybe she not do a physical moving, because remember the constitution says if you move from a party that got you into parliament, you're supposed to resign, go back to the people, seek their mandate using independent or the other party, and then come back to parliament. So this is very hard. And but we have seen people like the leader in Isiolo, I think the MCA Guyo. He said that he's ready to leave the party, go back, seek the mandate of the people using UDA ticket, and come back to the people, right? We've seen people like MP for Kasarani, SportPesa CEO Captain Ronald Karauri, dining with the government, being in government functions, national celebrations. You know, politics appearance is everything, you guys. There's no way your party leader is not attending a Madaraka Day event, but you as an MP in the same coalition, you are attending. What signals are you sending? You're sending that, you know, for me, I am even ready to work with the government. But for your party leader, due to the hard stance, they are not ready to work with the government. So guys, let me know from you, do you think the opposition should have attended the national prayer breakfast and actually give their remarks? Do you think the opposition needs to soften their stance? Remember, they have already given up on the talks. Yeah, they have suspended the talks. The 7-member team that from the government and opposition are meant to talk and come up with solutions to the issues at hand. The talks have been suspended. So what happens? Back to the streets, demonstrations. This week we also saw some demonstrations of the finance bill and people getting arrested in Nairobi CBD. Esther Passaris has said she will not engage in any demonstration. She does not, will not engage in demonstrations. Why? She says she has a post-traumatic stress disorder that only gets worse and has never healed. And so her presence in demonstrations makes her condition worse. But in my thinking, I also want to believe she doesn't want to get into fracas with the government. And so she wants a peaceful way of resolving conflicts or resolving the differences between the government and herself. Okay, so that's why I tend to believe that indeed her heart is sold out to the government, and we are going to see her making more statements of supporting the government in the near future. You can take this to the bank, the best bank in Kenya or abroad. Anyway, that has been my time. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching my content. Please remember to subscribe. Most of the people who are watching have not yet pressed that subscribe button and that notification bell, okay, so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Another thing is like the video so that it's recommended on YouTube, and also share with your friends, your family, to continue watching as I bring you the latest in politics and all other spheres of life. Very soon I'll also be uploading my travel vlogs. I love traveling so much, so very much. So I'll also be putting them there. You can also comment and suggest what else you'd like to see on this channel that is missing, or what can I do better. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you. This has been yours truly, Elijah Gichuru.